thank you so much again for tuning in to Double Clutch Auto Reviews. My name is Mark, and today I have a special treat for you. This is a 1930 Buick Series 47. This is the 4-door, 6-passenger sedan version, and this will be the oldest vehicle that I've ever gotten my hands on, let alone driven. This awesome little piece of history was provided to me for the afternoon by my friend Dom Corey, who owns his own business here in Fairhaven, Massachusetts, Dom Corey Upholstery. Dom does upholstery for all types of antique and modern cars, boats, restaurants, and other commercial applications, but no furniture though. He's a great guy and does fantastic work. If you are in the South Coast, Massachusetts or greater New Bedford area, go check him out. If you need some upholstery work done, I will put all of his information and phone number in the description below. Now, as you would imagine, this 1930 Buick has a long history behind it with a pretty interesting story. It originally was in Arizona, where it was originally registered. It came all the way to Florida, then went to Georgia, and now it finally ended up in Massachusetts. Dom actually acquired this car through a friend. He traded his friend his old AMX for this Butte. According to Dom, he thinks that this car was originally a darker shade of blue with a black pinstripe, but now he has it in this lighter shade of blue with a two-tone green. Moving on to the powertrain, this Buick has the smaller version of the straight 6 motor that came with this car originally, and it produces around maybe 60 to 70 horsepower according to Dom right now. It's a 3-speed manual transmission on the floor, and Dom says he's had it to about 72 miles per hour one time. And of course, it is rear-wheel drive. Another fun fact about this car is that not only does it have wood spoke wheels, take a look at those things are awesome. All of this car is actually wood with metal laid on top of it. The whole body of the car is actually wood. You can see it, I'll show you now. That's pretty interesting. You do not see that anymore, that's for sure. When Dom originally got this car in trade from his friend, like I said earlier, the interior was done over by somebody else in the past, and it wasn't done poorly necessarily. However, it was done with a white shag rug material, and it was all over the seats, the headliner, everywhere, and it just wasn't gonna work. It had to go. So Dom replaced it with this Rockefeller brand material, and it's this tan, really soft, really beautiful interior. I'll show you now. It actually looks really nice in here. Dom does a great job, and you can see right here, this is his work on the interior of his own car. And now I'm going to have Dom go over the finer details of this engine.
The intake manifold was actually used to have what they call an updraft carburetor. Okay. Where the carburetor is upside down. The old one was so worn out, so a friend of mine flipped the manifold so it's up top like a normal vehicle. And we have a 1962 Ford Falcon carburetor that he had running the car now. So it seems to run a lot better now, and I have a electric fuel pump, my pressure gauge and fuel filter right here. While we're right in the area, I have a horn right here. I'll give you a quick look.
Yeah, go for it.
Check your oil is down here, and your oil filler is right here. You lift this.
Looks like just a traditional dipstick other than that though, right?
Yeah.
It looks pretty normal. That technology hasn't changed much apparently.
These 3 pieces here, which used to be your cruise control and your starter, you don't have that now, so I gave up cruise control.
Let's move on to the exciting part of the engine, as you say. To close the hood, you just fold that down.
Fold that down, pull up some little pressure clips, and that locks it in.
Okay, there you go. So on top of the grille, we have not only the hood ornament, but it's also the radiator coolant / antifreeze temperature gauge, right, Dom? So to pull it off, you just twist it a little bit, and you can look at it right there, and that actually shows your temperature gauge, and you can see it while you're driving, which I think is absolutely hilarious. You can read it all the way from the driver's seat, and it's facing you. And you said it would change color too, to let you know.
Color. Yeah, it will turn red if it's starting to get hot.
Gotcha.
And then she'll bubble over a little bit if it needs to.
Okay.
One of the first little unusual features is the oil filter is mounted to the firewall. Your generator is down here, which has a foot pedal from inside to start the car. You just push the button.
Oh, wow.
And then over here is your water pump, which is usually right next to the radiator. Not in this case. This time it runs external of the motor into the distributor, which runs into the generator and the coil, and then the actual fan is over here. It just runs off a belt, so it's very unusual to see. I've never seen another vehicle like that. Another interesting feature on this here is if you need to work on the engine, it's got wing nuts to adjust the top end of the motor. It's got 2 more wing nuts that cover where the spark plugs go in, which also sit in oil. And then below that, if you adjust your rods, your push rods, you just take these screws out, and everything is right there, so you can do it without having to disassemble.
Right. It is just amazing to see how easily accessible everything is on this motor. Given the fact that it's so old, I mean, you know, as long as you know what to do, it seems relatively easy to work on just based on the access alone. Very cool. So, and last but not least, up front, Dom, this is a mechanism that you can control the amount of airflow into the front of the engine, right?
That's correct. And it turns the fins over here. You can turn that so you can adjust if you want warmer inside, you want to run the engine running hotter or cooler.
Right. So for instance, if it's really cold out, you can close the fins to make it so the cold air doesn't blow through the engine and into the passenger compartment, essentially. Very interesting. So Dom, I just have to mention, this door handle situation, I mean, I've never really felt a vehicle like this. I mean, it's kind of hard to explain on camera, but just the satisfying clunk you get when you close the door, oh, it's like, I mean, you just don't see vehicles built like that anymore. I mean, that is just a solid thud. Listen to that. That is so cool. You can open up the back seat, coming on in here. Obviously the door opens in the suicide style. It opens with the hinges in the back of the vehicle on the seat post, so to speak. It makes it very easy to climb in and out of the car, especially with the running boards as well. And when you're back here, you can see that you have quite a lot of room. I mean, check this out. I have tons of leg room, tons of headroom everywhere. And you can look to the left, we have a little armrest right here. I mean, you can get quite comfy in the back of this thing, I will say. And this is the crank up windows. That's funny. Another funny thing that Dom has back here is a footrest. So once you're already back here, you can put this up and you can rest your feet on it. How about that? And if you need help getting out of the back of the car, this is a grab handle that you can use to more easily step out of the back of the Buick. And Dom said the car comes with air conditioning. Here it is. Air conditioning on, air conditioning off. We have dual zone climate controls as well. All right, sir, now walk me through the starting process again. We have to, so this is the...
Break that up, that'll engage the electricity.
Okay, yeah, you can even see on and off right there. Off, on. So that turns on the battery.
This is set up for the electric fuel pump.
Okay, that's the starter.
Yeah.
And do you have to hit the clutch or no?
I have it in neutral now.
Okay,
So
and the parking brake's up?
Yeah.
So you don't have to hit the clutch for this car though. So you just hold it until it fires up?
yeah, just a split second.
Okay.
So
Oops.
do it one more time.
There you go. Okay. And this is the throttle? Okay. And obviously we have our clutch and our brake. Okay. And then this is just a footrest down here.
That's perfect.
Okay. And then for the transmission pattern?
First,
Okay.
second, third, and then reverse is over here.
Okay. So it's first, second, third. Okay. You got it. All right. Let's give this a shot. You really gotta slam the door, huh?
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't want to slam your
Oh, that's fine.
door. There you go. All right, no seatbelts, of course. Okay, so we got the Buick fired up, and your horn is right here. All right, so clutch in. Okay, there we go. Nice and easy. Feather it out. Oh my Lord. Oh wow. Oh my Jesus. Do you have power steering in this thing? I think you do. Yeah, you do have power steering. Wow. Ready? So then double clutch to neutral, double clutch. Good. Oh, that wasn't too bad for my first time. Yeah, very wide turning radius, that's for sure. I'm like triple clutching it almost. Like you said, the brakes though are like super spongy. They almost don't exist. Do you want to go farther? Or?
Do it again.
Okay. Do you trust me? See if we get it to third. Nope. There we go. All right, all right. You just gotta really work that clutch. Wow, the steering is so floaty. It is like, what? Obviously this is not too much to you because you're used to this car, but I have to pay attention with like everything I'm doing trying to drive this. There we go. Sorry, Dom. And then, there we go. You gotta like quadruple, quintuple clutch it, oh my God. And then third. There we go. I also love the speedometer. That is so cool. It's like a little tape measure almost, and it goes, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40, back down, and just rotates around. That's very interesting. You definitely don't see stuff like that anymore. Let's put it into first. Yeah, I was trying to go into second. There we go. Okay, I'm working it. All right, now coming into some corners. We're going, what, 32, Dom? I don't even want to look down. This is about as fast as you want to go comfortably on this road, huh? More so than the steering, the brakes are even less confidence inspiring in this thing. You're pushing it down, you feel nothing at all. Yeah, the mirrors are small, they're shaky. You have to basically turn around if you want to see your blind spot. And you say that grinding is not that bad. Are you sure? I feel like I'm absolutely hammering on your car. You're positive I'm not destroying your clutch right now? Okay, you literally have to 1, 2, 3, a 4, and then it goes into gear pretty nicely, at least from second to third. All right, now into first. Come on, baby, come on, work it for me. There you go. Yeah, I'll just wait. We're not in a rush, no problem. In this thing, you really can't be in a rush. That was pretty smooth, Dom. I will say, that wasn't too bad. All right, I'm learning how to drive this thing. Bring it on home? Yep. You got it. I'm just gonna go in front of these people. Take a nice wide turn. No big deal at all. Look at that, piece of cake. Don't mind all the gear grinding and whatnot. Dom, thank you so much for allowing me to drive your awesome antique beaut of a Buick right here. If you guys need any upholstery done on your car, boat, or any other commercial application, go check out Dom if you live in the greater New Bedford area. He's an awesome guy and he does great work. I will put his phone number and all his other information in the description below. Take care, guys. Stay safe out there and I'll see you on the next review. Peace.